When you think of Sauerfang, you probably think of the warrior, right? The honor, the axe. But today, we're looking past that. We're going to focus on the master strategist. In this explainer, we're dissecting the military mind of one of the Horde's absolute legends, and we're zeroing in on the tactical genius he showed during the very start of the War of Thorns.
Yeah, this quote right here, it just nails it. This wasn't some chaotic, messy brawl. No way. It was a military operation, and it was carried out with this chilling efficiency. For now, let's set aside all the big politics and just analyze the pure tactical brilliance that made that first push so unbelievably effective.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The Horde army is on the march, deep inside Night Elf territory. We're talking the ancient forest of Ashenvale. The goal is clear, but getting there, anything but. This is a full-blown invasion, and the defenders, well, they have every single advantage of knowing their own turf.
And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? For any commander, this is a total nightmare scenario. The Night Elves, they can move like ghosts through these woods. They know every single path, every hiding spot, every good vantage point. A direct assault would just be a meat grinder. So, what was Sauerfang's big idea?
He didn't start with a charge. He started with a lie. Sauerfang knew that the first battlefield wasn't the forest floor itself, but the minds of the Night Elf commanders. His opening move was just a masterclass in misdirection. So how did he do it? Simple. He created chaos. Sauerfang sent out these small units just to make a ton of noise, create false fronts, and basically draw the sentinels out of position. He made them react to threats that weren't even real, stretching their forces super thin across this massive forest. He literally turned their greatest strength, their knowledge of the woods, against them, making them race to defend everywhere at once. And once the Night Elf forces were confused, scattered, and out of position, that's when Sauerfang sprung his trap. See, he didn't just meet them in battle, he systematically took them apart using a classic, perfectly executed military maneuver. Now, before we break down what he did, let's get the lingo straight. The pincer, or a double envelopment, it's a textbook move. The whole goal is to hit the enemy from the front and both sides at the exact same time, which completely cuts off any chance of retreat or getting back up. It's elegant, it's deadly, and believe me, it is incredibly hard to pull off, especially in a dense forest.
This slide lays out the whole playbook perfectly. Okay, step 1. A big main force hits the sentinels head-on. This is so important. It fixes them in place, gets all their attention focused forward. Step 2, while they're distracted, smaller, faster Horde units use the forest for cover and just sweep around the sides, totally unseen. And then step 3, the trap snaps shut. Those flanking units just crash into the Night Elf's sides and the rear. All of a sudden, the fight isn't in front of them anymore, it's everywhere. Just a textbook execution of a classic.
But you know, Sauerfang's greatest challenge wasn't even the Night Elf army, it was their magic. After smashing through those first defenses, the Horde's entire advance just grinds to a halt in front of a barrier that looks completely impassable, the Wisp Wall.
Just think about this problem for a second. This is not a wall of stone. You can't just lob catapults at it and call it a day. This is a roiling, living barrier of pure nature magic, powered by the spirits of the forest. A frontal assault? That's just suicide. So, what do you do?
And this right here, this is what brilliantly illustrates Sauerfang's genius. The obvious move, the expected tactic, is to just throw wave after wave of soldiers at that wall, hoping you can brute force your way through. Sauerfang? He didn't even consider it. Instead, he looks at his map and picks a path nobody else would. A long, punishing march through rugged, treacherous mountains that the Night Elves thought were totally impassable for an army.
And here's the most crucial point. Sauerfang got it. He understood that the Night Elves saw those treacherous mountains as a natural wall. He gambled that they figured the terrain itself was enough of a defense and that they wouldn't even be watching it. So for him, it wasn't a barrier at all, it was an unguarded road. Like this slide says, Sauerfang didn't fight the terrain, he made it his weapon. So when you put all these pieces together, a really clear picture emerges. This wasn't just luck, and it wasn't just brute force. This whole campaign was defined by a cold, calculating precision that exploited every single possible weakness in the enemy's strategy.
It all really comes down to these pillars of his strategy. First, he used deception to shape the battlefield before a single axe was even swung. Second, he showed off his flawless execution of the pincer maneuver to just crush prepared defenses. And third, maybe most brilliantly, he leveraged the terrain itself as his main weapon to get around an impossible magical obstacle. It all points to a commander who is operating with absolute clarity and precision.